Captain's log. I have been trapped in the bathroom for the last 45 minutes. Every form of medical intervention seems to have failed. I will be unable to complete this captain's log for the time being. Mr. Spock has resumed command duties until I can pinch this one out. Anyway, welcome to another edition of the whole damn thing, wandering through the Mass Effect trilogy, beginning with Mass Effect 1. I'm JP Arbiter.
I'm Captain Jack.
And we got a nerd to rescue.
Indeed. Everybody's got a Shatner.
Everyone does. It was sort of like
Some of us performers do the Shatner on accident. We're not even intending to do the Shatner. And what's really funny is that Shatner doesn't even do the Shatner normally.
It was coaching by Gene Roddenberry, so...
Exactly, and that's honestly why every series after that series has been better, because Gene Roddenberry hasn't had a direct hand in them.
I will argue to my dying... I think it's Knossos. I will argue to my dying breath now that Lower Decks is the greatest Star Trek series ever. I'm 4 episodes into that season and just... Well,
I think, and again, I think that sometimes the best stories are not the stories about the grand savior, or they're about normal people. They're about the people that are just everyday people doing extraordinary things. I think sometimes are and then other times you get amazing stories about the savior of the galaxy, about the shepherd. And I think
we have to explore the uncharted worlds of Artemis Tau. Okay.
I think one of the best things about storytelling is the way there's so many different ways of storytelling. Now, obviously, there's a famous thing that there are only 2 ideas, what have you, man versus self and man versus nature. But I feel like, in actuality, there's so many different ways of telling a story. There's so many different ways of different voices for storytelling. It's just, it's one of the reasons I love storytelling. It's one of the reasons I say I'm a storyteller, not an actor. It's just, storytelling is one of the truly humane or human things. Everybody does it, every culture.
Aha! Thing!
Hello, metallic asteroid.
We're gonna need that.
Give me your sweet, sweet heavy metal deposits.
It's a one-way ticket to midnight. Call it heavy metal. I am not apologizing.
Never do. And again, we see one of the coolest things in the Mass Effect to me, which is collecting resources in space. There are so much resources and stuff to use in space. I love that they added that they put that in there. And of course, in later games, it gets even more interesting. The finding resources in space and that sort of thing. Who do we want? Do we want our space bro?
We're almost always gonna have Rex with us.
Look. Birds gotta fly. Rex gotta wreck.
Rex got a Krogan.
Rex got a Krogan. I love having Rex. I'm personally enamored with Tali. I feel like Tali is one of the healthiest relationships throughout the entire game. Mm-hmm. However, that being said, Space Bro Garrus. I mean,
yeah.
It's not like a lot of other role-playing games where you have to be very, very... Like the Dragon Age series, where you have to be very, very precise about making sure you have all the bases covered.
I mean, we'll bring Tali and Liara on the ice world.
Commander, I'm picking up some strange readings. Really strange, like off the damn charts.
And
Looks like
Jump
it's coming from an
jets!
underground complex a few clicks away from the drop zone.
Look at these hydraulics, man. Look at them.
you know, like any great love affair, if it's true and great love, you fall in love with something over and over again for different reasons. And I'd been playing this game for a little while, and kind of just trying to do everything I could, and then I came across, and then this scene popped in, and it was like, I'm driving on, and I honestly got this feeling of driving on.
I'm driving an RV with a gun on an alien world.
With a gun on an alien world, and you know it's not really open world. But you get a feeling of it being open, and I know in a lot of ways some of the graphics are a little dated, but I feel like they still hold up. Mm-hmm. Especially if you look at the horizon. They put a lot of thought into it. You have smoke rising up in the back. They put a lot of thought into it. And I feel, oh god, it's the giant space bug.
My mother's family is from Arizona, from Phoenix.
Seriously,
And-
just jumped over that.
Yes, I did.
I did not know you could do that.
It's because I'm awesome. I went through my entire first playthrough of Mass Effect, by the way, not realizing that you had the autocannon in addition to the machine gun. So tank battles were long and arduous. So yeah, I was thinking at the Bradley. It basically has a glorified machine gun as its main weapon. I mean, a lot of people like to talk about, well, the that 25mm cannon can accept alternate munitions and whatnot. There's just like, yeah, but it's still,
It is what it is.
It's this tiny little.
Having grown up with a tanker for a dad, he served on tanks. The second I saw that gun, I knew, oh, this is going to be able to make a move, and a nice one. And so, I figured out there. Maneuverability on this sustainability is great. My only thing is, and really the attention to detail that a heavy weapon would actually have a hard time with squad level and single level individuals is, I think, great attention to detail. That being said, you shoot anything with a cannon, and it doesn't really matter what about your aim.
Yeah, you.
Don't really have to aim.
It is very much a to whom it may concern affair.
If there's anything I really love, being the son of a tanker, it's to whom it may concern munitions. Speaking of munitions, we got another upgrade kit.
Anti-personnel and phasic rounds. Sweet.
And again, we have classic RPG, collecting upgrades, collecting items, and yet it's done in such a way that it feels new. It feels like something you haven't seen before.
Yep. And Mass Effect 2 and 3 took a lot of that away. I'm not sure about 3, but 2 felt like it was a tightening of that. It made it a lot less elaborate. It was 1 had the RPG like new toy syndrome to it, and everyone loves to loot, everyone loves to go and grab stuff. I mean, there's entire games devoted to just getting the next big gun after you just picked up this new and great thing. Borderlands being my go-to example, but there are a lot more looter shooters out there. So but there's especially when you DM for me, I mean, you can spend a lot of time with the same. Whoop, crap. Nope. Shit. Fuck. No. With the same weaponry and equipment that you started at level 1, and that's something I actually appreciate because people prefer to work with things that are familiar to them as opposed to, even if there may be benefits for weaponry or armor that may be heavier or more capable. I mean, is a how can I put it? Someone who may have an opportunity to pick up a squad automatic weapon, but they've spent their entire military career operating an M16. I mean, they're not going to pick up the saw, even though, hey, I have a belt-fed thing with the same caliber, because that much kickback, they don't know how to handle it. Meanwhile, with the M16, I mean, it's practically an extension of their body. Oh, shit,
Use those minds. It's funny you say that, because there's a point in this actually comes up in this game where in the later games you actually do get a chance to pick up a throwback weapon, a weapon that is a throwback to the first game, and things change later on in the game mechanics and everything like that. But this throwback weapon works very similarly to how it works in the earlier games, and I always take it, even though it is significantly less powerful than what is available. I just had I learned to use it in the first game, got comfortable with it in the first game, and in later games, once I'm able to procure it, I continue to use it. And it's weird that I would do that. I don't like the weapons that are different than it, for whatever reason. I think it's human nature to kind of, go with what you know. Go with what you're comfortable with. When it comes to equipment, it's, you get, I've had players before who their characters would always wear leather armor. Well, why not studded? Why not this? Why not that? Even if it's I like how leather armor, looks on a mini. I like how leather armor works with my dexterity. Whatever it is, even in even in fantasy role-playing games and in video games where you would think that it doesn't really matter, people still have their favorite stuff. A lot of times in role-playing and in tabletop role-playing and tabletop games, people worry about the metagamer. They worry about the person that's going to metagame everything out. And I never do, because I find that metagaming is not human nature. It's not human nature to metagame. And so when people play role-playing games, they will often play them, even with this one. I always play this one like it is a role-playing game. I imagine the characters, the person I'm playing, Shepard, being who they are, and I use the weapons accordingly. Which, much to my detriment sometimes, much to my, I'm like, wow, maybe I should have used that higher up weapon. Nope, I like this one.
Well, it's sort of like, for me, I'm versatile as hell when it comes to the weaponry in this, and that's why I can do the soldier archetype very freely, very easily as a result, because it gives you access to everything so you can. Anyway, but Mass Effect 2 tried to overcorrect for that by having you rely more heavily on your power set. But the thing is that all they did is that they made the assault rifles, what assault rifles actually are, which is a universal tool. And so, particularly with the DLC and releasing that marksman's rifle, the Matic.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't need another gun for other than that. I still prefer the tech class that specializes in shotguns, but for Mass Effect 2, because you almost universally are. Oh, there's a tank. There's a gas tank. A walking gas tank.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Whee! I did it again.
Okay, so yeah, your timing on that is quite
For
impressed.
it's a slow ass energy pulse. I mean,
Well, and energy pulses, and honestly, energy weapons like that would be slow.
a nice heavy particle weapon.
Yeah, people always imagine them as being, lasers faster than light.
Well,
Faster at light speed. At light speed. And they wouldn't be, because they're not...
because unless it is a laser,
yeah, and
it's still throwing something.
It's like, people are always like, whoa, the Jedi, but the blasters are not lasers. They're, for lack of a better term, they're
Plasma guns.
Plasma guns. And so we're getting really in the weird weeds of nerdiness.
As we should.
As we should, but essentially the Mass Effect weaponry is ram guns. For all intents and purposes, they're accelerating small slivers of metal, or in the case of this tank, large slivers of metal. They're accelerating them to fantastic speeds, but they're not going faster than light.
The cannon's basically throwing baseballs.
Yeah, and in this game, so if you're far enough out and it's a big enough projectile, it actually makes a little sense that you can do what you just did with it. Jump over it. I can never hit footsteps. I can never hit them.
That's why you run them over.
Exactly. and there is such a visceral sense of joy to running things over. Almost like, and now, in the earlier game, in this earlier game, you can obviously
Do that.
do that, or when you get out of your tank, you can, what we in the military refer to as butt stroke, which is using the butt of the fire to gently stroke your opponent between the eyes, betwixt the eyes, rendering them unconscious and dead. However, it's later games you actually get to
Now it gets fun.
physically assault.
Oh yeah,
Enjoy
those
it.
those hollow knives and whatnot.
Yeah, I have a great joy using melee weapons. But that being said, this is generally speaking a shooter. I can't tell you how many times I died here the first time I played before I figured out what I needed to do. This exact that damn missile. And dumbass sniper up there. God, I hate him. And I say dumbass, and I really shouldn't, because he's being very smart. It's not a bad position right there.
Aha! Even with my wonky ass aim, I nailed him.
Did you?
There were two up there. Oh, I think there's just one now. invincible!
Particularly. There was one thing I found out about this game really quickly and really the hard way, which is you kind of are easier to kill in this game than most shooters slash role-playing games. Generally speaking, you can't go blow to blow with your enemy. You can't just stand there and essentially...
Cover is important, kids.
It is. You can't do a capital ship battle where you're big and tough and the other guy's big and tough and you just sit there and lob shells at each other until one of you falls. Like, it doesn't work that way in this game. Your shields go away really quickly, and once your shields are gone, That's why I feel like Rex is one of the more important characters to keep with you.
400-pound side of beef.
Oh, 400 sexy side of beef, let me tell you. Man, the Krogan got it going on.
You know, the Krogan are one of their key features is that they have redundant organs. I wonder if that applies to external organs as well as internal. Krogan. How many penises does Rex have? I want to know. I need to know this.
I don't know about it, but I do know that later on, one of the things you read I know I'm making that sound like it's really really scientific. And, no, the dude's got 4 balls. They have there you go, butt stroke. Saw the butt stroke. See what I mean? People are dropping like flies. Guy always have to retreat at this point to get a better.
Garrus, get up.
You know all those grenades you've been throwing?
Wait for it.
There you go.
That didn't do much. These damn frogs. Rex, god damn it!
So I've been playing video games for decades. Finally built this game. And
It's okay, buddy. You're both.
one of the things is that those games, like I knew, no matter, they just didn't start like they used to, and this scene right here, I'll tell you, the first time I played through this, whoo, you want to talk about getting your heart rate going after putting in all the work to get here, and then fuck sticks.
I love how the laser stayed there.
Just are annoying. And you're all on your own here. He's hitting your shoulder.
Okay, that bad idea. Oh, hey. Let's try that. Nope, that didn't do anything. Need that.
There you go. That did.
Oof. Okay, improved sighting, need that right now. I've got the Phasic Rounds 3, so that will do that. What about the grenades? Oh. Well. Yeah, that's about as good as that's gonna get. charged yet? No. Look.
There you go.
Look, guys, no one's gonna be mad at you. That was a goddamn tank.
I don't know. I'm kind of mad at him. Lazy bastards. Letting the boss do all the work just makes you look bad, guys.
Turian medium armor, yes! Krogan Battlemaster, always increase that.
Indeed. Give the Krogan some armor. There we go. Heavy Krogan
Good
armor.
call.
Yeah. Heavy,
Alright.
heavy Krogan armor is like lingerie. It's just sexy. More armor, but less shields. But the armor isn't.
Yeah.
I don't think the armor is big enough to offset the loss of shielding.
Let's see here. We
Ooh,
want
stimulant.
toxic shield, mortarized jaws, smash damage. That's for that's for Rex.
Rex likes to smash.
We'll go with the shield regenerator for Garrus. Okay. Right. All right, Rex. Got that first aid interface going. Improve sighting. And we got... I do love how in all the different ammunition types, I mean, people who are all about the Geneva Conventions and about civilized warfare or whatever would be having a heart attack.
Right?
They're throwing around actively radioactive munitions. Yeah.
To be fair, to be perfectly fair, I think none of that applies since they're on a different planet.
I mean, you're not wrong. But it's just... We're out in a galaxy where people are being set on fire or frozen in combat, exposed to radiation every which way, and then the shooting starts.
Indeed.
War as hell, kids.
Mine tunnels. You know how long it took me to realize that they use the exact same mine tunnel in every mine in this game?
Longer than you're proud to admit.
Way longer than I'm probably. You know, a couple of times you're going down into the tunnels and concentrating on and you just don't notice. Hey, wait a minute. Brilliant, honestly, brilliant.
Well, it's recycling your assets is absolutely vital to game design.
It is.
Well, there's a difference between these days recycling your own assets and then trying to like buy assets on the Unity store and then just flip them around unmodified into a game on Steam or whatever.
That's nonsense. But in the case of this, well, really in the case of BioWare in general, they tend to reuse, but they also tend to make each one, even though they're reusing, they still make it unique enough where you're like, oh, you don't even notice that it's the same a lot of times. Like it took me 2 playthroughs to realize how actual few original or new areas Dragon Age 2 had. Because BioWare is actually, even though, I understand it's bought by EA now, EA is kind of
the worst.
The worst. BioWare still does its job very well. Within the compounds of what they have to work with.
I was about to say, Anthem kind of shit the bed.
I feel like Anthem. So, I feel like, I gotta be honest with you, and this is the vibe I get from Anthem. Anthem is a little like, it's a little like Deadpool from Wolverine Origins. The only reason Ryan Reynolds made that was so that he could make a good Deadpool. And I feel like Anthem was kind of EA telling BioWare, this is what you need to make for us, and BioWare going, okay, but only if you let us make Dragon Age 4. Only if you let us make... because
Can you hear me out there?
The
I'm
guy
trapped.
running
I need
BioWare
help.
has said the Mass Effect series is not dead. It is only in suspended animation.
Are you okay? What happened to you?
Listen, this thing I'm in is a Prothean security device. I cannot move, so
I do
need
love
you
how
to get me out
Liara
of it,
starts
all right?
off as a complete and total helpless nerd.
Jesus.
How did you end up in there?
Again, story arcs in this
exploring
game
the ruins
are
when the Geth showed up.
fantastic.
So I hid in
They
here.
actually have
Can you
growth of
believe that?
character,
Geth beyond the
where
veil.
characters grow,
I activated
change,
the tower's
and adapt,
defenses.
and
I knew
become
the barrier
better.
curtains would keep them out. When I turned it on, I must have
everything that a
something I
role-playing
wasn't
game
supposed
should
to.
be.
I was trapped in here. You must get me out.
I love it. Liara is one of the ones I love. I know. Sexy blue girl.
Your mother
all
is
of
working
that.
with Sarah.
Well, I already had
He
a
said, "Are
sexy
you-"
blue girl, so...
What? I am not on
But,
anybody's side.
I
I
love
may
her
be
nerdiness.
Benezia's daughter, but I'm nothing like her.
Here's the
I
other
have not
thing I
spoken to her in years. Please,
They
just get me
managed
out
to
of here.
work in exposition with Liara. Without it making it feel like it's
We'll find
exposition.
some way to
Because
help
if there's one thing
There is a control
nobody
room
really
here that
likes,
should
it's
deactivate
exposition
this thing.
for
You'll have to
exposition's
find
sake.
some way past the barrier curtain.
I happen to
That's the
really
tricky
love
part.
world building.
The defenses
I
cannot be
love,
shut off from the outside. I don't know how
all
to
the
get in
storytelling
here.
and everything like that goes into
Be
world building.
careful. There is a
And
crowd
having
with the
Liara
Geth.
around to kind of
They have been
explain
trying
stuff
different
to you
ways to get
is-
past the
I love
barrier.
it. Wonderful.
Alright. Well, we got...
First two times I played through this, I actually killed the main baddie before even realizing he was the main baddie.
Excuse me while I hide behind this piece of mining equipment that is shock door capacitors that could explode a truck the wrong way. Wait, did I miss someone back there?
You did, I think. I feel like somebody was shooting you from behind.
Yeah, that's the feeling that I got.
Definitely.
I think that's right.
I think that, yeah, I think I agree with you. I think
Here's a hint! 4 eyes, Batarian, 2 eyes, human! Alright. AXA. Fun is in the challenge, Simon.
that was another thing that it took me far too long to realize that this is essentially, that the minigames are essentially Simon Says.
Alrighty. I will not throw another grenade. I can't afford it.
I know, right? You just keep throwing it.
Well, yeah. First off, Rex, you do gotta use those on occasion, so... So, there you go.
I like when you put a sniper scope on a shotgun. It's just the silliness of it.
Heavy armor, surviving.
Yeah. I think another thing, and it's going to get pointed out later on in the series, and I'll make a comment when that gets pointed out, but they in the world building, they really made sure to fix some things that I feel like a lot of other sci-fi franchises do pretty much wrong, which is a lot of other sci-fi franchises say that all humanoid aliens can basically eat the same things, and that would be fundamentally false from a biological evolution standpoint. That would be fundamentally false.
Yep.
Unless they explain, and in some sci-fi things they explain that all bipedal humanoid life is in fact derived from the same point, then you're okay. But in this case, they haven't been, and so they make it very clear that the different races actually have to eat different things, and I appreciate that's a
How did you get in here? I didn't think there was any way past the barrier.
There's like mostly cross compatibility, but the Turians and the Quarians are notable exceptions that they need their own special menus and
We
everything.
blasted through with the
And we'll go into that later on because it does come up later on.
Yes, that makes sense. Please, get me out of here before more Geth arrive. That button over there should shut down this containment field.
You got it.
Oh yeah, we're gonna shut down the containment field,
We're gonna shut down your containment field.
and then you're gonna fall on your face.
Any idea how we get out of this place?
There is an elevator back in the center of the tower. At least I think it's an elevator. It should take us out of here. Come on.
Let's see what you want. The voice acting is really good.
At least
I still cannot.
I'm more like, I think it's an
Why would
elevator.
the
What
Geth
the
have to
hell? Aren't you
think
the
there might be us
expert?
involved.
Saren's looking for the conduit. You're a Prothean expert. Obviously, he wants you to help him find it.
The conduit, but I don't know.
What the fuck's a conduit?
What the hell was that?
These ruins are not stable. That mining laser must have triggered a seismic event.
Oh, now you're telling us, Blue Girl?
We have to hurry. The whole place is caving in.
Joker, get the Normandy airborne and lock in on my signal. On the double, mister.
Aye, aye, Commander. Secure and away. ETA 8 minutes.
If I die in here, I'll kill him.
Oh, Rex. If I haven't made it clear, I love Rex.
Everyone loves Rex.
Everybody does love Rex.
Alright. Do 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 do. Uh-oh. Hot Krogan on Krogan action.
Oh,
Surrender. You don't. That would be no fun.
We don't have time to deal with this idiot. Charge!
I like your attitude.
you all
Wait.
get neuro-shocked.
Alright. Get sniper, sabotage him. And what the hell? We'll warp the Battlemaster as well. Victory for the Arbiter! Yes! First try!
Victory is mine! Remember when I was talking about heart rate,
here! Run, run, run away!
Seriously, people have talked about this. And it would just be. But if they did put some money, I think there are some scenes that just would play really well, and this is one of them.
You see, for me, honest to God, I don't want a Mass Effect movie or television series that retells Shepard's tale, because we don't need that. We
Too
got the
close,
games right.
Commander.
I want
10
the
more seconds, we would have been swimming in molten
universe. I
sulfur.
want it to take place
The Normandy isn't
in
equipped
Mass
to
Effect.
land in exploding volcanoes. They tend to fry our sensors and melt our hull. Just for future reference.
Also,
We
if they
almost
were going
died
to do a
out there,
movie,
and your pilot is making jokes.
Joker would in fact have to be played by Seth Green.
Coping mechanism.
This is true.
You'll get used to it.
I see. It must be a human thing. I don't have a lot of experience dealing with your species, Commander. But I
I
am
can show you
grateful
some
to
human
you.
things.
You saved my life back there, and not just from the volcano. Those Geth would have killed me or dragged me off to Saren.
What did Saren want with you? Do you know something about the conduit?
Only that it was somehow connected to the Prothean extinction. That is my real area of expertise. I have spent the past 50 years trying to figure out what happened to them.
Just how old are you exactly?
I hate to admit it, but I am only 106.
Only.
Damn. I hope I look that good when I'm your age.
A
You
century
won't.
may seem like a long time to a short-lived species like yours.
I mean, I'm just saying.
But among the Asari, I am barely considered more than a child.
Well,
That
I
is
mean,
why
human
my research has
lifespan
not
is
received the attention it
about
deserves.
180 years
Because of
old,
my
so
youth, other Asari scholars tend
by
to dismiss my theories on what happened.
By this time.
Oh, all right, fair enough. Fair enough. No, that's fair.
Did your research turn up anything interesting?
What is interesting is what I did not turn up. There is remarkably little archaeological evidence of the Protheans, and even less that might explain why they disappeared. It is almost as if someone did not want the mystery solved. It is like someone came along after the Protheans were gone and cleansed the galaxy of clues. But here is the incredible part. According to my findings, the Protheans were not the first galactic civilization to mysteriously vanish. This cycle began long before them.
Where'd you come up with this theory? I thought there wasn't any evidence.
I have been working on this for 50 years. I have tracked down every scrap and shred of evidence. Eventually, subtle patterns start to emerge, patterns that hint at the truth. It is difficult to explain to someone else. I cannot point to one specific thing to prove my case. It is more a feeling derived from a half-century of dedicated research.
A
But I know
feeling?
I'm
Seriously?
right.
You're going
And
off a
eventually
feeling?
I
You
will
were
be
the
able to
worst
prove it.
scientist
There were
ever.
other civilizations before the Protheans.
Ooga chaka.
This cycle has repeated itself many times over.
What cycle? What are you talking about?
The galaxy is built on a cycle of extinction. Each time a great civilization rises up, it is suddenly and violently cast down. Only ruins survive. The
Okay.
Protheans rose up from a single world until their empire spanned the entire galaxy. Yet even they climbed to the top on the remains of those who came before. Their greatest achievements, the mass relays and the Citadel, are based on the technology of those who came before them. And
Which,
then, like all the other
yeah,
forgotten
it's just-
civilizations throughout galactic
I
history,
don't think that
the
we should
Protheans
base
disappeared.
the
I have
your
dedicated
your
my life to
technology on
figuring out why.
for mass galactic transit on civilizations that
They were
failed.
wiped out by a race of sentient machines.
Just,
Reapers.
I mean, granted, that's
The Reapers. But I have never heard of it. How
Well,
do you
it's-
know this?
again, this
what
is a-
evidence do you have?
Interesting.
There was a
part of the
damaged
story
Prothean
because,
beacon on Eden Prime. It burned a vision into my
when
brain.
Earth
Still trying to
discovers
sort
this
out what it
technology, they
means.
base it. They jump
Visions.
ahead based on that technology,
Yes, that
and
makes
then
sense.
you have to
The
think
beacons were designed
if
to
they had to come
transmit
up with that
information
technology on
directly
their own,
into the
what would
mind
they
of
have
the
come
user.
up with?
Finding one that still works is extremely
Would it have
rare.
been something different?
No wonder the
and
Geth attacked
and
Eden
with
Prime.
Mass
The
Effect
chance to
Andromeda, we
acquire a
kind of
working
see
beacon,
what
even a
happens.
badly
Yeah,
damaged
indeed.
one, is
Because
worth
here
almost any
is,
risk.
I mean,
But the beacons
the
were only programmed to interact with
the
Prothean
weird
physiology.
tentacle people. I
Whatever
forget what they're
information
called.
you received
yeah.
would have been confused,
They were
unclear.
I mean, they stuck to
I
one
am
cluster in their
amazed you were
galaxy,
able
but
to
they
make
were
sense of it at
faster
all.
than light
A lesser mind
species.
would have been utterly destroyed
Comfortably
by the
faster
process.
than light.
You must
Right.
be remarkably strong-willed.
And then these invaders
isn't
who
helping us
are
find Sarah.
who are
Or the
pan-galactic
Of course, you're right.
also
I am sorry, my scientific
operated
curiosity got the
without
better
mass
of me.
relays.
Unfortunately,
So,
I do not have any information that could help you find the conduit, or Saren.
I don't know why
Yeah, you
Saren
can still
wanted
help
you
us
out of
out.
the picture, but I think we'll be a lot better off if we bring you along.
Thank you, Commander. Saren might come after me again. I cannot think of anywhere safer than here on your ship. And my knowledge of the Protheans might be useful later on.
yes,
And
it
her
might.
biotics will come in handy when the fighting starts.
Good to have you on the
Welcome
team,
aboard.
Liara.
Thank you, Commander. I am very grateful. Oh, I am afraid I am feeling a bit lightheaded.
When was the last time you ate? Or slept? Dr. Chakwa should take a look at you.
It is probably just mental exhaustion, coupled with the shock of discovering the Protheans' true fate. I need some time to process all this. Still, it could not hurt to be examined by a medical professional. It will give me the chance to think things over. Are we finished here, Commander?
We can
We'll
talk
talk
again
later.
after you've seen the doctor. The rest of you, dismissed.
Mission reports are filed,
My
Commander.
favorite part.
You want me to patch you through to the Council?
Patch
Sure.
it through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
We've received your report, Commander. I understand Dr. Tassoni is on the Normandy.
I assume you're taking the necessary security precautions.
I know.
Don't tell me how to do my job.
You are free to act as you see fit, Commander. Our role is to offer guidance and advice.
It's up to you if you're smart enough to listen.
Liara's on our side. The Geth were trying to
right.
kill her.
Benezia would never allow Saren to kill her daughter.
Maybe she doesn't know.
Or maybe we don't know her. We never expected she could become a traitor.
At least the mission was a success.
Apart from the utter destruction of a major Prothean ruin. Was that really necessary, Shepard?
And here we go.
I don't need this.
Communications cut, Commander.
All right. All right, we have rescued a nerd
And filled out our
and filled out our team. So we are going to take a quick break. Thank you all for hanging out with us. When we come back, we will when we come back, we'll hang around this animal house and kind of talk to everyone. Be seeing you, kids.